Alright. Before I start this video, I need to get two things out of the way. Two important things. Number one, I'm sure that a lot of people are going to equate everything I say to being fanboyistic of the series. Oh, he likes The Walking Dead. He must be a fanboy. No. I like The Walking Dead. I like anything George A. Romero's ever done. I like Shaun of the Dead. I like Left 4 Dead. I like Resident Evil. I like zombies in general. So if you're going to equate it to anything, equate it to me being a big fan of zombies, and that being what really hinders my criticisms. Another thing, the only things I think that tied this game to the Walking Dead series are the Dixons, Daryl Dixon and Merle Dixon, and the Walking Dead title itself. A lot of the rest of it is pretty typical zombie affair. So I think if you took out all semblance of the Walking Dead, if you took out all the stuff that ties it to the show, I'd probably still say the same things about it because I like zombies. And the game's not that bad. A lot of people are slamming this, and I for once am on the opposite side of the spectrum again, and I want to give my 2 cents upon it. The other thing I need to get out of the way right quick is, yes, the graphics aren't that great. The graphics are incredibly subpar. If I had to be blatantly honest about the graphics, it looks like a launch title. It's slightly better looking than Condemned Criminal Origins. And I want to get that out of the way because the problem I'm having with a lot of people is I've never seen so many comments in a section talking about graphics before. And now that the game is out, people are trying to slam it really hard. And I'm just going to do my best to tell you guys what I think about it, give my honest opinion on it, and tell you whether or not I think you should buy it. Now, first and foremost, I really think this should have been a $30 title instead of the $49.99 that it was. I think that would have given people a little better incentive to buy it, but then again, it's Activision. And that's a lot of other things people are talking about. Much in the way people bitch about EA, which I've seen in my own comment section. I'm talking about you, particular YouTuber. Please stop bitching about EA. Unless I bring them up, don't mention them. I've seen a lot of people bitching about Activision. If this game is, as people are calling it, the cash-in, then it's a damn enjoyable cash-in for me, myself. My friends Enoch and Taylor have both purchased it. I've had ample time to play it, and I'm simply waiting for them to finish it so that I can borrow it and play it through to its completion. But I enjoy it. Plain and simple, I like it, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So, it's The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Again, it could just be generic zombie game B, and I'd probably still say the same things I'm going to say about it. I want you to note that I'm not going to mention the Dixons or any of that crap that a lot of the people are saying, fanboys are saying, OMG, you're playing as Daryl! I don't give a fuck who you're playing as. I give a fuck about whether or not it's a good zombie game and I have fun with it. So, first and foremost, it is The Walking Dead. It is a game set in that universe. It is a first-person survival horror FPS. I've already said first person. It's got several different game mechanics that many people are complaining about. I think they mesh really well. See, the problem is, I like Left 4 Dead, but every time I play Left 4 Dead, I'm always conflicted with my zombie knowledge, because I've been watching zombie films for years. I've read zombie books. One thing I hate about Left 4 Dead is it's incredibly unrealistic. You can't just run down a crowded city street popping shots off and not expect to get swarmed with infected, especially in Left 4 Dead where they're speedy as fuck. The thing I have a problem with is Left 4 Dead is unrealistic in the sense that zombies hear gunshots, and in Survival Instinct, that's very, very real. I was playing it, and I was in the very first area where you collect gas cans. And I know another friend of mine will probably bitch, oh, you're spoiling it! I'm not spoiling anything. Shut the fuck up and watch the video. I was in the first area where you collect gas cans, and I had gotten down to 2 walkers. I had killed everything silently or in melee combat, and I wanted to use the rifle. So I pulled the rifle out, and I was like, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. And they were already coming towards me because they had seen me. I pulled the trigger, and I missed. And I pulled the trigger again, and I missed, because it's kind of clunky in the FPS. I pulled the trigger a third time and missed, and it was at that moment that something hit me in the back. And I turned around, and there were 8 zombies behind me. If you shoot, they'll come. This is not Left 4 Dead. You can't just clear the area out. There's walkers everywhere. And I liked that. I was cussing, and I was like, holy fuck! I liked that amount of realism that I had cleared everybody out. I thought, there's only 2 walkers left in this area that are spawned. I'm going to shoot them with a gun. And the game spawned more walkers to fuck me for that decision. I liked that. That adds a certain air of terror. If you have to use a gun, which there are some sequences where you will, it'll give you a little bit of leeway, and it won't always fuck you with that mechanic. But that was very, very good. I liked that. This is not Left 4 Dead. You're not going to be running around popping shots. This is not Call of Duty Zombies. You're not going to be running around getting kill streaks. This is a zombie game. A realistic take on the zombie game. You're going to be sneaking around. You're going to be finding supplies. And if you make noise, you're going to be fucked. Getting swarmed by these things is not fun. Which, I'll be honest, there's a game mechanic where if you get grabbed, you have to defend yourself. It's not very well implemented, but the problem I had is, if you get grabbed and they swarm around you, it becomes the fucking bear hug of death. I've been fighting that yawn for 5 minutes. Anywho, it becomes a bear hug of death, whereas you'll have all these zombies sitting around you waiting their turn. I really wish that instead of that there was a game mechanic where if you've got one attacking you and another comes, they just all swarm and eat you. That would make it a lot harder, but that would also make it a lot better in my opinion. That's another thing about this game. It's kind of hard. It doesn't have a difficulty setting right off the bat, and it's a tad difficult, which I enjoy because it keeps the fucking casuals away from my shit. This game is single player, it's difficult, and there's a lot of people just slamming it right now. A lot of people don't like it. But I'm going to tell you why I like it. The game has several different mechanics that I very much like in my experiences. It has, first and foremost, a little bit of a preference for melee combat. Not as bad as Dead Island. Dead Island was like, oh, you don't get a gun until, like, the city level, when human enemies start showing up. With this game, you get a gun like right off the bat. You find it in the first area. But it's up to you whether or not you use it, and it actually is detrimental to use it. But the zombies are fun to fight with the melee combat. I found out that if you hold the trigger, it does more damage when you swing. And I'll be honest, I prefer that steel pipe I found to any of the double-barrel shotguns or rifles or revolvers I found lying around in the environment, which was really funny because Taylor and I played this in the same day, and he skipped a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about. I explored the area to its fullest extent, and I found a lot more items, I did a lot more quests, and I got a lot more content than he did, which shows that there are optional stuff you can do. Do you go into the town and just, get the gas and get the fuck out, or do you help the police officer? Do you talk to the deputy? He's locked in the cell block. Do you get some supplies? Things like this that are in the game. There's optional branching quest lines and pathways. You can go to different areas. I'm not sure how different split playthroughs would go. I'll definitely check it out when I borrow the game, but from what I saw, it had a lot of variety to it. It's not Fallout or any shit like that, but it's not as linear and as detrimental as people are saying. But then again, this is the popular game to hate right now, and it's weird that I'm defending it. I really enjoy it on a fundamental basis because of the exploration. People are complaining, oh, the levels are linear. They're not that linear, actually. Yes, there are a lot of invisible walls and barriers and places you can't go, but there is exploration. Play more of the fucking game before you start bitching. A lot of people have played just like the first 2 levels. Play more of the game before you start bitching. There's a lot of different things you can do in the game. There's optional quests, there's optional pathways. I would be happier if it had another yawn that I want to fight. I would be happier if it had more branching pathways within the level design, like say for instance you're playing I don't know. If you're playing any other stealth game, you have multiple ways you can attack an objective. This one, it doesn't have that. You have your little area that you're in, and you go through it and you explore it. It's not a straight fucking line, though. That's what a lot of people are trying to say about it, and it's not. It's not a straight fucking line. There are some levels that are a little bit more straightforward, but no. I like that it has the scavenger mechanics. You have to find everything. You have an inventory system. You have to manage your inventory. If you run out of stuff, you're pretty fucked. If you run out of inventory space, you're pretty fucked. You have to scavenge for health items, ammo, weapons, and again, you know, I prefer finding a melee weapon. I was desperately waiting to find like a fire axe or something, because the guns, they work. The shooting is not Call of Duty. That's what I have to keep reiterating. People, what drives me crazy about these games is people will automatically say, oh, the gun doesn't lock onto enemies when I aim. It's bad. No, it's not bad. You have to fucking aim. I aimed. I found the hip fire for the shotgun was perfect. Scoping with the rifle was a good idea. And the pistols and revolvers were so-so. Just because it doesn't lock onto an enemy when you pull the left trigger doesn't mean the gunplay is broken or bad. It means you have to fucking aim. This is what drives me crazy. People, they run into these games assuming it's going to be Call of Duty Zombies or it's going to be Left 4 Dead. No, it's going for a different experience. Different isn't always bad. Granted, yes, there are some issues with the game. There's invisible walls, the graphics are subpar, and people are going to bitch because it's Activision and it's the Walking Dead game. But I didn't hear a lot of people bitching. Well, actually, I heard a lot of people bitching about the last Walking Dead game because people were complaining, oh, it's different. It's a point-and-click adventure. It's bad. It wasn't bad. It was different. There's levels of bad. The Walking Dead Facebook game, I'm sure some people enjoy the shit out of that. I don't like Facebook games, so I didn't bother with it. There's one browser-based game that I like that has zombies in it, and it's just because of the sound effects that are in the game. It has very good ambient noise in the background. But, you know, that doesn't mean it's bad. I just don't like browser games. The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, I'll be honest, I don't hate it. I like it. I'm going to buy it. I can't really recommend it to you unless you're A, a fan of zombies, B, a fan of, you know, The Walking Dead, or if you're C, you know, you want a game that's being sold at cheap for brand new. It's being sold for $49.99. I still think they should have gone with $29.99. I think that would have really helped with a lot of these people that are bitching about it. But I simply don't know. I like the game. Plain and simple, I like it. I would like to talk more upon it when I get a chance to actually get it and record some footage of it. I've heard Total Biscuit talk about it, which he annoys me with his shit. He's a predominantly PC gamer, so the only thing I heard in his entire video was, oh, the frame rate and the graphics, the frame rate and the graphics. How's the fucking game? You didn't even know you could put stuff in the duffel bag that's sitting on the hood of your car, and you bitched about the fuel tank in your inventory. Maybe you should spend a little bit more time with the game before you come onto your camera, not on your camera, but you come on and you start talking about stuff that's in the fucking game that you're complaining about. I like your channel, but sometimes you annoy me with your predominance for tech. You see, that's another thing I want to get before I end this video. There are not enough gamers and too many tech whores in today's industry. There are so many people that are worried about better and better technology and not worried about whether or not a game is actually fucking fun. I can tell you right now that graphics don't make a game any better or any worse. Alright, I can have more fun with Super Mario Bros. 3 than I can with Crysis 3. Okay? If you are so focused on the technology, the frame rate, the graphics, that you're ignoring certain other aspects of the game, you're not a gamer. You're a tech junkie. That's why we've got a whole new plethora of consoles on the way. Plethora of 2 new consoles. That's why we've got the Xbox 720 and the PS4 coming out. Because people are so obsessed with technology, they're not focused on whether or not the fucking games are any good. They're not focused on whether or not the new consoles don't look any fucking better than what we've got. They're just on what's new and shiny. They're like little bitty puppies. They're entranced by shiny objects, and it drives me crazy. I bitch about graphics only when they're bad. The Walking Dead Survival Instincts does not have bad graphics. It's got subpar graphics. The game looks just fucking fine. Just because it's not the latest uber pretty thing on the market, it's getting slammed. And I'm the one who's sitting here defending it. I'm probably one of the very few people sitting here defending it. That makes me sad. I enjoy the game. I don't highly recommend it for all of you. If you're a fan of zombies, if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, I'd say get it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. If you can wait till I can do some fucking video footage and talk about it more, I will. It'll probably be cheaper by then. I'd say it's worth $30. If you want to get it at a discount, $30 to $20, I'd say it's worth it at that point. $49.99, $50. I can't recommend it for everybody at that price. They should have released it at $30 at a supreme discount. It would have been a lot better. I still stand by the fact that the game is enjoyable, and I will talk about it more when I can do some recorded footage of it and show you guys that the game is enjoyable. But all I'm hearing lately from other people and more successful YouTubers is bitching and complaining and moaning, and nobody really is talking about the good aspects of the game, which I enjoy, like the survival, the branching pathways, the optional objectives, the scavenging for items. All they're bitching about is graphics and frame rate, or the fact that it's Walking Dead and Activision. I really can't stand that. Like I said earlier, I hate seeing some of my subscribers bitch about EA games when I'm just talking about the They bitch about EA, Electronic Arts, when I'm just bitching about the games that EA owns. I'm not bitching about EA, I'm bitching about the developers being lazy and taking certain fucking features out of Army of Two and pissing me off. I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate.